8 Ways to Sell Your House, Part 2. Hi, my name is Angela Tolar, and I'm your Metro Denver Realtor. Whether you're working with a real estate agent or you're doing it on your own, as I explained in Part 1, there are 8 different ways that you can go about selling your home. And you may wonder, how do you decide which method is the best method for you? Well, I'm going to help you out by asking a few questions that might help you pick the correct answer or the best option for you. So the first question you're going to want to ask yourself is, do you want to do all the work yourself? If the answer to that question is yes, then for sale by owner, auction, iBuyer, and investor, where you're doing all the work is going to be the best option for you. Again, because you're the one in charge, you're going to have to keep track of all of the details. Now, the next question you might want to ask yourself, maybe you don't want to do the work yourself, but let's say you want to sell fast. And if selling fast is your primary goal, then what you're going to want to look at is you're going to want to look at auctions, iBuyers, investors, and using a traditional real estate agent who's going to be fairly aggressive about pricing your house. And you'll need to let that agent know that you're on a fast timeline to sell. An agent can also go ahead and help you with the auction, iBuyer, and investor process as well if you'd prefer to have an agent involved. Maybe these aren't the questions you're asking. Maybe the question you're really asking yourself is, how do I net the most money possible? And if this is the question that you're asking, then you really want to take a close look at doing an auction with the help of a real estate agent or without, or you want to go the traditional marketing listing agent route. And again, the reason this will help you net the most money is because this is going to let you position and market your house at the right value to start with. Now, in an auction, if you underprice your house, the auction bidder should drive the price of that house up. And with traditional marketing, if you price on the lower side of normal or average for your market, again, it should push it up. But you want to be really careful that you're not pricing too low. But this is where a traditional agent can help you out. Perhaps of the questions we've asked so far, none of those really fit the category you're in. Maybe the category you're in is you want the least amount of hassle possible. You just don't want to deal with anything. You want somebody else to be in charge of it all, and you'd like it to happen kind of fast. Well, if that's the position that you're sitting in, then I'd like to recommend that you look at doing an auction, an iBuyer, an investor, or your traditional listing and marketing agent. Again, the reason for this is if you have a traditional marketing or listing agent involved in the process, whether you're doing an auction, iBuyer, investor, or traditional, they're going to take on the majority of the work and be there to support you through the process. Let's say you fit into a different category. Let's say that you want to be able to buy a house first and then sell the house you're in, but you don't necessarily have the cash position you need to be able to do it on your own. If you fall into this category, then you want to find an agent who is registered with or works with a buy before you list or trade-in style company. Again, one of those types of company is a company called Knock. And that's really kind of where you want to get started with this process. Now, here's yet another category. Maybe you don't fit into any of the ones we've talked about so far. Maybe you want barebones service. You want a real estate agent to represent you and deal with the contracts, but you don't want to pay for all the fluff. And if you fall into that category, then a flat fee brokerage shop is really going to be your best option, or talk to a standard traditional agent who's willing to reduce their fees in exchange for reduced services. So going forward, there's going to be another group of people. You might fall into this final category of people. And this final category is the group of people who wants to minimize their stress by working with a professional who takes care of all of it. And there can be a variety of reasons for this. You could be doing a corporate move. You may have had a family member pass away and you're in charge of the estate. Maybe you're downsizing and that whole process of downsizing is overwhelming, or you just want somebody else to be in charge. And that's okay. And if that's where you're sitting at, then you're going to want to look at doing an auction with a real estate agent, doing an iBuyer program with a real estate agent, doing an investor program with a real estate agent, doing a buy before you sell or trade-in program with a real estate agent, or doing a fix before you list program with a real estate agent, or you can just do traditional listing with your real estate and marketing agent. I hope this information has been helpful, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and have a fantastic day.